Hello, everyone! Welcome back to Mr. English Flow Channel, the place where learning English is easy, natural, and fun. I'm Emily.
And I'm Henry. Hi, everyone. We are so happy you are here with us today. Wherever you are in the world, welcome.
Today's lesson is a very deep and meaningful one. We are going to explore human emotions in English, not just the simple words, but the rich, layered, beautiful language that native speakers use to describe how they truly feel inside.
Yes, human emotions are complex. We rarely feel just one thing at a time. We feel mixtures, joy with a little anxiety, pride with a touch of sadness, love with a hint of fear. And today, we are going to give you the English words and phrases to express all of that.
By the end of this lesson, you will have a rich emotional vocabulary. You will be able to express yourself deeply, understand others fully, and connect with people in a truly meaningful way, all in English.
Emily, I have a question for you before we start. When was the last time you felt truly moved by something?
Actually, just last week. I was watching a documentary about a young musician who had lost everything and then found her way back through music. When she played her first concert after all those years, I felt this enormous rush of emotion, pride for her, joy, and something I can only describe as awe, just pure awe at the human spirit.
That is beautiful. And that, right there, is exactly what today's lesson is about. Being able to put words to those deep human moments. Are you ready?
Let's go!
Most of us know the basic emotion words: happy, sad, angry, scared, surprised. But human emotions are so much richer than these 5 words. Today, let's go deeper.
Let's start with a beautiful word, awe. Awe is the feeling you get when you experience something so magnificent, so vast, so overwhelming, that it makes you feel small in the most wonderful way. Standing at the edge of the Grand Canyon, watching a lightning storm over the ocean, holding a newborn baby.
I stood at the top of the mountain and felt complete awe. The world looked so beautiful and so enormous, and I felt so small, but in a wonderful way. Awe. A-W-E.
Next, melancholy. Melancholy is a gentle, quiet sadness. Not sharp pain, but a soft, lingering sadness. Like looking at old photographs, hearing a song that reminds you of someone you miss, watching the last light of the day fade away.
There is a beautiful melancholy in autumn. The leaves falling, the days getting shorter, everything slowly changing. Melancholy is not a bad feeling. It is actually quite beautiful. A sadness that reminds you of how much you have loved.
Then, longing. Longing is a deep desire or yearning for something or someone you cannot have right now. Missing a place, missing a person, wanting something just out of reach.
Every time I smell my grandmother's cooking, I feel this deep longing. A wish to go back to those childhood days just one more time. Longing. Such a powerful and universal human feeling.
Next, nostalgia. Nostalgia is a warm, bittersweet feeling about the past. You remember something happy, but it makes you a little sad because that time is gone. Looking at childhood photos, hearing a song from your teenage years.
Hearing that old song fills me with nostalgia. I am right back in my parents' kitchen, 10 years old, without a care in the world. Nostalgia. The warmth and the ache of beautiful memories.
And serenity. Serenity is a deep, peaceful calm. No stress, no worry, no noise. Just pure, peaceful stillness. I feel a deep sense of serenity when I sit by the river in the early morning, before the world wakes up.
After the storm passed, the whole world felt still and full of serenity, like everything had been washed clean and new. Beautiful word, beautiful feeling.
And finally, gratitude. Deep, genuine gratitude. Not just saying thank you, but feeling a profound appreciation for your life, your people, your moments. I am filled with gratitude for this life, for the people who love me, the experiences that shaped me, and the simple daily gifts I sometimes forget to notice.
Gratitude is actually one of the most powerful emotions for our well-being. When we feel genuine gratitude, everything looks different. Everything feels richer.
Henry, there are some emotions that people feel very often, but almost never talk about. Today, I want us to name them, because naming an emotion gives you power over it.
I love that. Let's start.
First, vulnerability. Vulnerability is the feeling of being open, exposed, emotionally unprotected. It is the feeling you get when you tell someone something deeply personal, when you try something new and might fail, when you say, "I love you" first.
Standing on stage for the first time, I felt incredibly vulnerable, like everyone could see straight through me. But I also felt the most alive I had ever felt. Vulnerability and courage often walk hand in hand.
Next, shame. Shame is a painful feeling that you have done something wrong, or that there is something wrong with you. It is different from guilt. Guilt says, "I did something bad." Shame says, "I am bad." It is important to recognize the difference.
When I made that mistake at work, I felt a wave of shame, like I had let everyone down. But I reminded myself, everyone makes mistakes. Mistakes do not define us.
Then, inadequacy. The feeling that you are not good enough, not smart enough, not successful enough, not worthy enough. Almost every human being feels this sometimes, even people who seem very confident on the outside.
When I compare myself to others, I sometimes feel a deep sense of inadequacy, like everyone else has it figured out and I am still lost. But then I remember, comparison is the thief of joy.
Comparison is the thief of joy, one of the most important phrases in the English language, and so true.
Next, anticipation. The excited, restless feeling of waiting for something good that is coming. A holiday, a first date, the results of something important. It is like joy, but it has not arrived yet.
The night before my big trip, I could barely sleep. I was buzzing with anticipation. My mind was racing with all the adventures ahead. Anticipation. That wonderful electric feeling of something good just around the corner.
And resignation. The feeling of accepting something difficult that you cannot change. Not giving up, but quietly accepting reality. After trying for so long, I finally felt a sense of resignation. Not sadness exactly, more like peace, an acceptance that this was how things were, and that was okay.
Resignation is sometimes confused with weakness, but actually, it requires great strength. Accepting what you cannot change and finding peace in that is one of the bravest things a person can do.
And finally, wonder. Wonder is the feeling of being amazed and curious, like a child seeing something magical for the first time. When I look at the night sky full of stars, I feel pure wonder, a sense that the universe is so vast and so mysterious and so beautiful.
Wonder keeps us young. Wonder keeps us curious. Wonder keeps us alive to the magic of being human.
Emily, can I ask you something personal?
Of course, Henry, always.
Is there an emotion you find difficult to express? Something you feel but find hard to put into words?
Yes. Actually, yes. I find it very hard to express disappointment. Not the small, everyday kind, but the deep kind. When someone you trust lets you down. When something you worked very hard for does not work out. I feel it so strongly, but I often go quiet instead of speaking it.
Why do you think that is?
I think, if I am honest, I am afraid that expressing deep disappointment makes me seem ungrateful or weak or like I am asking for too much. So I swallow it. I put on a brave face.
But suppressing emotions has a cost, doesn't it?
It does. It comes out in other ways: a short temper, exhaustion, a creeping sense of emptiness. I am learning, slowly, that naming the feeling and sharing it is so much healthier, even when it feels scary.
I admire that self-awareness, Emily. I really do. For me, the emotion I struggle with most is loneliness. Not the practical kind. I have wonderful people around me. But sometimes, even in a crowded room, I feel this quiet ache of disconnection. Like everyone is speaking a language I cannot quite reach.
That kind of loneliness is one of the most universal human experiences, and one of the least talked about. Thank you for sharing that, Henry.
I think that is why I love what we do. These lessons, these conversations, they remind me that we are all connected by the same big human emotions, no matter where we are from or what language we speak.
That is beautifully said. Now, let's look at the language we used in that conversation.
I find it very hard to express, a natural way to describe emotional difficulty. I feel it so strongly, but acknowledging a strong emotion while explaining the struggle to share it.
I swallow it, an idiom meaning you keep your feelings inside without expressing them. I put on a brave face. You pretend to be okay, even when you are not.
Suppressing emotions has a cost. Suppressing means pushing feelings down and not expressing them. And the cost is the negative effect this has on your well-being.
A creeping sense of emptiness. Creeping means slowly growing. You do not notice it at first. A quiet ache of disconnection. Ache is a dull, continuous pain, physical or emotional. Disconnection means feeling separated from others.
These are not easy words, but they are real words. And real words for real feelings make us feel less alone. Now let's look at something really interesting: how emotions are expressed differently depending on context. In everyday conversation, in literature, in music, and in our most important life moments.
In everyday conversation, we tend to use simpler, more direct emotional language. I am really happy. I feel nervous. That made me sad. Short, clear, honest.
But in more thoughtful conversation, with a close friend, a therapist, a journal, we use richer language. I feel a kind of quiet joy, not loud or explosive, just a warm, steady light inside. There is a heaviness in my chest that I cannot quite name.
These are beautiful and natural expressions in English. A warm, steady light inside. A heaviness in my chest. A knot in my stomach. Let's look at more body-based emotion expressions. Because in English, we often feel emotions in our body.
A knot in my stomach. Anxiety or nervousness. It feels tight and twisted. My heart sank. Sudden deep disappointment or sadness. Your heart feels like it dropped. I felt a lump in my throat, an emotion so strong you can barely speak, usually before crying.
Butterflies in my stomach. Nervous excitement. Usually before something important or romantic. My heart leapt. A sudden rush of joy or excitement. I felt a weight lift off my shoulders. Relief. A burden has been removed.
I felt a chill run down my spine. Fear, excitement, or awe. A physical sensation of strong emotion. My heart was racing. Excitement, fear, or anticipation. Your heart beats very fast.
These body-based expressions are incredibly natural in English. Native speakers use them all the time without thinking. My heart sank when I heard the news. I felt butterflies all morning before the interview. When she walked in, my heart just leapt.
These expressions work because emotions are physical. We feel them in our bodies, not just our minds. And English has beautiful ways to describe exactly where and how we feel them.
And in music, emotions are often described with just a few perfect words. I feel it in my bones. It breaks my heart. I am flying. I am falling. Simple, but so powerful. Because the best emotional language is always simple and true. What a rich and beautiful lesson today. Let's do our vocabulary review.
Awe. The feeling of overwhelming wonder and reverence at something magnificent. I felt pure awe standing before the waterfall.
Melancholy. A gentle, quiet, lingering sadness, often beautiful in its own way. There is a sweet melancholy in watching the last days of summer.
Longing. A deep aching desire for something or someone you cannot have right now. She felt a longing for home that she could not shake.
Nostalgia. A warm, bittersweet feeling about happy memories from the past. The old photograph filled him with nostalgia.
Vulnerability. The state of being emotionally open and exposed, brave and honest with your feelings. It takes real courage to be vulnerable.
Wonder. The feeling of amazed curiosity, like a child seeing magic for the first time. She approached every new experience with a sense of wonder.
Serenity. A deep, peaceful calm. No stress, no noise, just stillness. I find serenity in early morning walks before the world wakes up.
And gratitude. A profound appreciation for your life, your people, and your moments, both big and small. Gratitude transforms what we have into enough.
Remember, every emotion you feel makes you human. Every feeling has a name. And now, you have the words to express the full depth of your beautiful human experience. In English.
Here is our question of the day. Which emotion from today's lesson resonates most with you right now? Awe? Nostalgia? Longing? Wonder? Gratitude? Write it in the comments and tell us why. We would love to know.
There is no wrong answer. Just be honest. Just be human. We read every single comment, and we genuinely care about each and every one of you.
Thank you so, so much from the bottom of our hearts for watching all the way to the end today. This was a lesson about emotions, and we hope it made you feel something beautiful.
If this lesson was helpful, please give it a big thumbs up. It really helps our channel grow and lets us make more free lessons for you every week.
And please subscribe to Mr. English Flow so you never miss a new lesson.
Keep practicing every single day. Name your emotions, share them, express them. Your English and your heart will grow richer every single day.
We will see you in the very next video. Until then, feel everything fully, speak everything honestly, and keep learning English.
Keep practicing. Bye for now.
Bye-bye. See you soon.